Thanks for tuning in to PRsRealm. Today's video is going to be a how-to, but it's also going to be a show-off video because this speaker that you're looking at right here, I actually made when I was 13 years old. Seems like yesterday, but at the same time, it seems so long ago. So that's another story. Let's get into the video. I'm going to quickly show you what I did to create it. Then I'm going to take off the upholstery, the old upholstery, and put new upholstery. So let me just quickly show you what I did. I bought speaker covers. They were screwed in on the outer layer. I took an old speaker box. I basically removed the old speakers, added my own speakers with some speaker wire connecting them. Then I took a towel, Puerto Rican towel, that was the design I liked and it fit very well. And I took some very small nails. I could have also used a staple gun, but this was actually easier and less noticeable. So let me take this apart. I'll show you what it looks like without any upholstery, and then I'm going to show you the end result. Alright, I'm going to briefly show you the raw strip version. I'm just going to show you how I got in these speakers. The bottom hole, as you see, it's more round, it's perfectly cut, but that's because there was originally one speaker in here. I added a second speaker, and what I did is I made a little hole, and within this hole from the back I put in these speakers right here. As you see, I screwed them in, and I also screwed in the bottom one. Then I took the speaker covers. Prior to putting them in, I put a little insulation on top, as you see here, and that's so that the sound gets absorbed correctly and you don't hear too much treble or too much bass. So after I reupholster this, I'm going to put these speaker covers back on with the insulation, screw everything in, nail it down, and then I'll show you what it looks like. I'm just quickly showing you the progress and what I'm doing. I'm going to be putting on the new fabric. As you saw earlier, the fabric was the Puerto Rican flag. I decided to get a little plaid, keep it simple. And although I didn't previously plaster it, I decided to fill in some of the holes just to help smooth it out, just in case when I put it on it's a little lumpy. Although it wasn't before, just want to make sure. I'm going to sand this out. I'll show you what that looks like. And then the fabric goes on and I'll show you the final step. Alright, so I finished sanding it down. It's very smooth. It's not a perfect edge, but as you saw earlier in the video, there were quite a few holes from when I originally built the speakers. It went all the way around just so you could see. I sanded it down, made sure it was nice smooth, wiped off any excess dust, and the reason why I decided to sand it this time was so the sound could be more controlled. Alright, to point out real quickly as I go along, nailing in the back of the fabric. Then I'm going to stretch it out. It's basically going to be put together the way you would put together a present, whereas I'm going to put the nails along here, then I'm going to flip this side over, then I'm going to wrap the sides. Of course I'm going to need to cut a little, but I'll get to that when the time comes. So now, as you see, it overlaps, so I'm going to take the scissors, cut the excess as if I was wrapping a gift. I'm almost complete with the entire job. As you see, the entire speaker is upholstered. And now I'm going to take my speaker covers. Right now it's upside down. That's just the insulation. And place one on each side. This is the side which you will see. This is the back side. A little bit of the foam came out over the years. Not a big deal. And when I'm done, I'll show you the final product and play a little music out of it. Okay, I'm about 95% done. As you see, it's fully upholstered. The speaker covers are in. What I'm going to do now is put in this little patch, represent para Boricuas. And I previously prepared the wires so that I don't destroy the speaker wires. The adapter that I prepared, and plug it in. So I'm going to put in the patch, hook it up. I'm going to show you what it looks like and let you listen to what it sounds like. Okay, finally, it's all put together. Everything's in. And prior to showing you how it sounds, I wanted to add and make everyone aware that when these wires are connected, that A, they don't touch each other, and B, they're fully covered with electrical tape. And it must be electrical tape, because if you use a different type of tape, it could cause a fire, it may not protect it as well, it may cause a short in your speaker, and you don't want that to happen. Electrical tape is specifically made for wiring for speakers, stuff that is electronic. So I'm going to connect those wires. As promised, everything's hooked up, and I'm going to let you listen to what it sounds like. But I quickly wanted to show you how I put it together. As you see here, there are two separate wires. So underneath this layer of tape, I wrap them individually. After I wrap them individually to keep them in place, and since they're no longer exposed, and of course, like I said, the two wires will not touch, I wrap them together so that everything stays in place. Now I'm going to turn on the radio, put this to the back. I'm going to get close to it so you could listen, because I have several speakers hooked up.
Two brothers
But
and their friend Jason Autry.
just so you could hear these speakers, I'm putting it right next to each other.
During the time of the crime?
And now you see how it's done.